Hey y'all, me again. I'm not being tricky with my scarves. I did that on purpose so that it'll differentiate the videos because clearly I just started this video after the last one. This will make them look different in the feed and it'll be easier to understand if you've watched both of them or not. So, you know, little tricks of the trade there. So BlueRoof. We talked about life shocks in class. And if you haven't read the book, Life Shocks Out of the Blue, and I don't have it in here to show you or I would hold it up, but it's the Life Shocks Out of the Blue by Ann McMaster, or Ann Mac, as she's normally called. Life shocks are important. Understanding life shocks is important, and knowing how to notice a life shock is important. So this video will be pretty quick. And it's be a little homework for you if you haven't been doing this already, is noticing life shocks. So in the More to Life weekend, life shocks is one of the first things that's taught, and it's really how you start to change what's going on. It's the practice. So life shocks are sensory. They are something that you feel, physical touch or a physical feeling. So if someone punched me in the arm, it would be the feeling of being punched in the arm. I felt the punch in the arm. Something that you taste. So maybe sometimes a life shock is that you pick up something to drink and you think it's one thing and you sip it and it's another. An example would be many, many years ago, I was at a friend's house and he had a beer and I reached over and I grabbed the beer and took a drink of it. And it was Sprite. And that was very disconcerting. And then he was really embarrassed because he was trying to look all Billy Badass drinking beer and he was really just drinking Sprite in a beer bottle. But whatever, not my business. So the taste, when I felt the bottle on my lip and then tilted it, and it was the taste when the Sprite hit my tongue and I tasted Sprite instead of beer. That's the life shock moment. It is a snapshot, viewfinder moment in time. It's not a realization of something because that's still mind chatter. It is the actual snapshot event. So, you're going around, you're viewing the scene. It's the snapshot moment in time. So it's something you feel physically, something you taste, something that you smell. So let's say that you're in your home and you smell smoke. That moment is the moment that your body tenses up. It's something that you hear. Now that could be something startling, like if I dropped this book, the sound of the book hitting the floor would be the life shock moment. Or it could be something that someone says. And it's not an interpretation of their tone. It's heard. We'll make up a name. We'll say Billy, since we said that a few minutes ago. So heard Billy say, and then fill in the blank. It's not what you thought about what Billy said. That's the mind chatter. It's what was actually said, and it's not the whole story. So if Billy had been talking for 5 minutes and the only thing that he said was like 4 words long, it's not the whole conversation and it's not the whole story. That's where you get in the rabbit hole. It's the 4 words that cause the reaction within you. All right. So touch, we're feeling physically. So touch, taste, smell, hear, and see. Maybe something that you saw. So the example in class was seeing brake lights in front of you, and seeing those brake lights triggers the reaction from you to slam on your brakes. And so it's not the story about the car before or the story about the car after. It's the actual second moment in time when you saw the brake lights. All right. So let's say that, that second moment in time is, you saw that moment right there. When you saw the camera coming toward me because the scarf got caught on it. It's that moment. It's the moment that the camera's covered. Especially if this were a live video that you guys could pop in on and suddenly the camera went red. Okay? It's that moment. It's that fast. So a few seconds ago, it was you saw me bring it up here and down, and then you saw it go over, and then you saw the camera actually falling. All of those are little snapshot moments in time. That's what we're going for. And it's that fine a detail. It really is. Because a lot of the time, this little moment takes you out for the rest of the day. And it's so easy to miss those moments. In another video, I'll go through some things about how to know that you've missed one. I'll make that another video to keep these short. But one of the things that usually is a good trigger that there's been a moment in time that caused a reaction is your physical reactions. So start noticing when you're tensing up. Start noticing when your jaw locks down, when your breath stops, when you hold the breath in or hold the breath out, when your brow furrows, when your face gets hard, when your shoulders start to inch up, when you do this, when you protect yourself, when the shoulders start, you can't see it, hold on. When your shoulders start coming in and round and down, when you're closing off your heart space. So start noticing these little physical sensations, and suddenly you'll realize they're not so little. Suddenly you'll realize that they are telling you your truth, and you're not able to see it or hear it because you're in your mind shadow. I'm telling you, it changes your life. Again, namaste. I see you living your truth, and I'm grateful that you are.